Burkina Faso and Niger sit atop some of the world's most valuable mineral deposits. Niger's uranium fuels nuclear reactors worldwide, solidifying its strategic importance in the global energy transition. This uranium is vital not only for nuclear power but also for medical and technological applications. Burkina Faso, on the other hand, boasts significant gold reserves, positioning it as one of Africa's leading gold exporters. The shimmering gold of Burkina Faso powers global markets while sustaining the livelihoods of thousands of miners and their families. However, this abundance of resources has also made these nations hotspots for exploitation and conflict. The allure of wealth has attracted international corporations and foreign powers while intensifying local struggles over control and distribution. Armed groups, lured by the potential riches, have turned these mineral deposits into contested zones, exacerbating insecurity and violence. Imagine Issa, a miner in Burkina Faso, who works tirelessly under the blazing sun, dreaming of a better future for his children. Yet his dream is under constant threat from armed groups and unstable governance. This is the harsh reality for many across the Sahel, where the riches below ground rarely translate into prosperity above it. Recent years have seen seismic shifts in the political landscapes of Burkina Faso and Niger. Military takeovers have supplanted civilian governments, sparking debates about governance and the future of democracy in the Sahel. With the past regime of civilian rule, mismanagement and corruption was on its heights. Their civilian rule around the Sahel region was involved in bad governance. They siphoned funds with mining companies and left the local population with little or nothing. In Niger, the military's rise to power has disrupted uranium exports, straining relationships with international stakeholders like France, a historically dominant presence in the region. Their French presence and influence around the Sahel region has never worked for the interest of the Sahel population. They claimed to fight armed groups for decades with zero success. They dragged the nations into debates and gave them high interest loans, which most French colonies are unable to repay back. In Burkina Faso, gold mines have become battlegrounds, both literally and figuratively. Armed groups frequently target these sites, threatening workers and operations. The absence of stable governance exacerbates these issues, leaving mining companies hesitant to invest and local communities vulnerable to violence. As military rulers consolidate their control, they face mounting pressure to deliver stability and economic progress, a daunting task given the complexities of their circumstances. Please subscribe, like, share and comment. The economic ramifications of this instability are profound. For Niger, disruptions in uranium production jeopardize not only their revenues but also their partnerships with global powers reliant on this resource. For instance, European nations transitioning away from Russian energy are highly dependent on Niger's uranium. Burkina Faso's gold industry, which employs thousands and sustains local economies, faces similar risks. Unregulated artisanal mining, a common practice, causes environmental damage and often bypasses formal taxation systems, depriving the government of critical revenue. In the broader African economic space, the ripple effects are undeniable. Neighboring countries depend on trade and stability in Burkina Faso and Niger to sustain their own economies. The uncertainty in these nations threatens to undermine regional cooperation and economic growth, creating a domino effect of instability across the Sahel. The strategic importance of Burkina Faso and Niger has not gone unnoticed by global powers. France's influence in the region, long rooted in its colonial history, faces growing challenges from China and Russia, both eager to secure access to the Sahel's resources. This competition has transformed the region into a geopolitical chessboard, with local leaders navigating a precarious balance between foreign interests and national sovereignty. ECOWAS, the regional economic bloc, has also found itself at a crossroads. Its attempts to mediate and impose sanctions on military-led governments have met with mixed results, highlighting the complexities of addressing both democratic principles and economic realities. As ECOWAS struggles to maintain cohesion, the Sahel faces mounting regional tensions that could spiral into broader instability. The struggles of Burkina Faso and Niger are deeply rooted in their colonial pasts. During the colonial era, resource extraction prioritized European profits over African development, leaving a legacy of weak institutions and economic dependency. Decades later, these nations are still grappling with the consequences, striving to assert control over their own wealth. Yet, history also offers lessons in resilience. Despite the challenges, local communities have found ways to adapt and thrive, from artisanal mining to grassroots movements advocating for transparency and equitable resource distribution. These efforts highlight the enduring spirit of the Sahel's people, who remain determined to forge a brighter future despite the odds. As military leaders consolidate power in Burkina Faso and Niger, the decisions they make will have lasting implications. Will they prioritize inclusive development, leveraging their mineral wealth for the benefit of their people? Or will corruption and external pressures derail their progress? Experts warn that without proper governance, these nations risk falling deeper into the resource curse, where abundant wealth paradoxically leads to poverty and conflict. Hypothetically, a unified Sahel strategy, supported by international partners, could turn this tide, fostering stability and sustainable growth. However, the window for such action is rapidly closing. The future of Burkina Faso and Niger hangs in the balance. Their vast mineral wealth offers a path to prosperity, but only if managed wisely. Regional cooperation, transparent governance, and ethical international partnerships are essential to unlocking this potential. Meanwhile, the international community must tread carefully, balancing strategic interests with respect for the sovereignty and aspirations of Sahelian nations. As the clock ticks, the Sahel stands at a critical juncture. Will its leaders rise to the challenge, and will the global community step in as partners, not exploiters? The answer will define not only the future of Burkina Faso and Niger but the entire region. Time is of the essence. Thanks for watching Trending News Plus. Share your thoughts on the future of the Sahel and its resource-driven challenges. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you stories that matter, where the intersection of wealth, power, and people takes center stage.